lot of niggas lost they pops to the drug game. Other niggas lost they blocks when the thugs came. They knew how to box, they ain't know about the slug game. Soon as the money get right, that's when the love change. Niggas know who to call when they want raw. Kiss is the cornerstone of the corner store. The block general.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Got a good one for you folks today, and a cheapie. And this is a great alternative to a scent that I'll be reviewing over the next month or so, called Lira by Xerjoff, their Casamarati line. That's a $300 scent, and while it is better than this one does a pretty good job as an imposter, and the fragrance is called Tendre Madeline, and the house is called Laurence Dumont. Before we talk about the fragrance, let's talk about the house. Not a ton of info on this French house. It's relatively new, starting in the late 1980s by a woman named Nadine Petit, and the perfume is a gentleman named Philippe Collet. Now, I do not think that there is a Laurence Dumont, and basically this is a house that does beauty products, hair products, and has a pretty healthy fragrance library. As of today, their main business is indeed fragrance and hair removal products. They have 42 fragrances in their lineup and a few different collections under the Dumont name. They have a regular line that offers men's, women's, and unisex scents. There are some eau de colognes in that line. They also have an oud collection, which I'd love to try, that launched in 2013. And in 2009, they launched what they call a Centaur Gourmand line. And it seems like that's their bread and butter, their gourmand fragrances. Some of the fragrances in that lineup are Prune Jasmine, Vanille Chocolat, Vanille Noir, and of course, Tendre Madeline. Now, this scent was released in 2009. It is an eau de parfum concentration, and its notes are cinnamon and bergamot at the top, almond in the middle, white musk, and woody notes in the base. As far as finding these online, guys, it's hit or miss. On sites like FragranceNet or Amazon or Beauty Encounter. You can sometimes find these and sometimes not. I've had no luck finding anything from this house outside of their gourmand line, and as of my prepping this review, Amazon had a 100 ml bottle for 40 bucks. I got mine off Amazon, a 50 ml bottle that you see in front of you, for $25 with free shipping. It was hard for me to resist. So let's take a look at the presentation. The box is a nice sort of big bird yellow. It says Le Centaur Gourmand, Tendre Madeline Eau de Parfum, Laurence Dumont, France. You have some information in the barcode on the back. You have information about the line. It says Centaur Gourmand brings you sensual, generous notes that combine all of the warmth of vanilla with the wealth of a friendly, beckoning region, Gassone. And you have your lot number on the back, as well as the concentration on the top, nada. Your bottle, this is a 50 ml, it's tiny. It has that Tendre Madeline sticker, Le Centaur Gourmand, Laurence Dumont, all the stuff on the box, nothing on the bottom. And the cap is light and plastic. It has a gold atomizer and sprayer, and it sprays very, very nicely. So, you know, very simple, but will look nice on a shelf in your collection. So no beef with their presentation. Now, the name of the perfume translates to Tendre Madeline. And for those of you who might not know, Madelines are traditional small sponge cakes that were first made in France. They have a really distinct shell-like shape, and they acquire that shape from depressions in the pan that they're baked in. The ingredients that usually go into these Madelines are often ground almonds, lemon zest, and your usual baking suspects: flour, sugar, baking soda, baker powder. Because this is a show about fragrance, I have to tell you guys also that Madelines have a really interesting historical connotation to fragrance. A French author named Marcel Proust basically smelled a Madeline in his Middle Ages, and that triggered the memory of his mother baking them as a child, and that led him to write a huge volume of memoirs. So I just think, you know, you guys know how I feel. I think it's really neat how scent can trigger memory and emotion and be so inspirational, and it's one of the main reasons that I love doing this so much. And as far as Madelines go, this scent is dead on. It's gorgeous. I was so impressed when I first got my nose on this. And so this is going to open up with some bergamot and what smells like, to me, a little bit of lemon zest, but I could be wrong about the lemon zest. But the notes that are really dominant in this fragrance are cinnamon and almond. And that cinnamon and almond and a little bit of citrus is really what makes up the structure of the fragrance. There is some woods and white musk in the base of the composition to give the fragrance some heft, but for the main part, it's airy, it's citrus, it's a little citrusy, cinnamony, and almond, and really just the right amount of each to make this a rather delectable gourmand. Another scent that this actually smells like to me is Sarah McCartney's sexiest scent on the planet, IMHO, from her 4160 Tuesdays line. So you've got two that smell like this one, but this one came out before Lyra and Sexiest, so you've got to respect the architect, and it's also the cheapest of the three. As far as again, back to the fragrance, the opening lasts for a couple of hours, and then the sweetness dies down just a bit, and you've got left with what's a cinnamony, almondy, woody musk that's just very, very pleasant. Performance on this one is good. It's not incredible. It's a softer skin scent, and I get about 6 hours with it, but it does have some nice sillage. It's very unisex, probably best suited for a woman rather than man, and 3 seasons a year will work for this one. I don't think you'd want to try to fool with this one in the summer, but certainly the spring is fine, and this is nice when it's cold out, but not too cold, as you might have some trouble with this cutting through really chilly air, as it is in a beast. But it's a great spring gourmand. It could work as an office scent, but probably is best as casual or maybe a night out scent, and it could definitely work in close quarters as a romantic scent. This one will make you smell edible. If you want this but you can't get your hands on it, or just want something different, well, I gave you guys the two alternatives: Lyra on the really high end and Sexiest Scent on the Planet on another high end. Lyra is about $300. Sexiest Scent on the Planet's about $100, so they're both far more expensive than this one, but they are, I have to say, both better, I think. Someone trying to persuade you on buying this would tell you that for under $50 you can get yourself a facsimile of a $300 scent, and you won't lose that much in translation. It is safe, it is well blended, and it is a beautiful gourmand. On the flip side, someone trying to dissuade you would probably say that you get what you pay for, and if you really enjoy this type of fragrance and want it to perform on you, look towards one of the more expensive options that I've mentioned earlier in the video. As far as how I feel, guys, I kind of fall in the middle. You know, at first I was disappointed that I bought Lyra, because Lyra to me smelled so much like this, but then I realized how much more quality there was with Lyra, and then I didn't regret it as much. This is a great, not a good though, this is a great buy. Anytime this community can put light on an under $30 scent that smells like one that costs 10 times that, you know, I think we have an obligation to do that. So, you know, that's one of the reasons I decided to review this. It is a great buy, and if you like gourmands and you don't own any of the scents that I talked about in this video, please give this one a look. I'm going to rate this one an 8 out of 10. You know, I wanted to give it a 9, but a couple things wouldn't allow me to. First, it just doesn't have the performance that a 9 or a 10 out of 10 should have, and it's really hard to find and sample this before you commit, so I have to take some point off because of that as well. Can't give it anything higher than an 8 for those reasons, but I'm, you know, no dummy. This is an excellent scent. Certainly, if not, one of the best cheaper gourmands I have smelled. Please give this one a look. And I just want to give props to the guy who I first heard talking about this, and I've reviewed quite a few fragrances that he's told me about. Sebastian over at Man Loves Cologne. I'm going to link to his channel in the description. He is just a fantastic reviewer. He's a great guy, and what I really admire about him is I sort of feel like we're similar in that, yeah, we both have higher end fragrances in our collection. I think he actually owns Lyra as well, and we love those. But in the same vein, we also like finding those fragrances that are unbelievably affordable and that give you good value. You know, in Fragcom, I find that too often someone's really into niche and won't look at anything else, or they're just sort of sticking on that designer and low end. price point. I think that to really have a real well-rounded collection and to really be knowledgeable about this, you kind of have to look hard at all price points and try to find the best fragrances at those price points to really round out a collection. So he's great at doing that, and I'm going to link to his channel in the description. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Be back next week with another review.
Shining in the back of the van, 2K9, and my dope so strong it's giving fiends the hiccups. Coke is so high, got niggas doing stick ups. Found out another nigga dead, like the piff up. Make sure